Good afternoon, everybody. It's July 5, 2025, Saturday. And yes, we'll be having our live chat tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, give or take a few minutes. Last night, my guineas didn't get in until like 9:45 p.m. So if for some reason I'm late, know that I'm just trying to get my birds in. But I've been cleaning up a little bit my papers because I've got nowhere to put anything in this small house with no storage space. The last flyer that Karen Stewart typed up and sent to me, this was a couple of years ago, and I'll read it to you and then I'll show it to you. Dear National Guard, Army, thank you for your service at this critical time in our nation. I can bear witness to the fact that there are domestic terrorists recruited and trained by the deep state FBI fusion centers using microwave weapons and other types of electromagnetic weapons, directed energy weapons, in this neighborhood to harm good people right now. They endanger me and they endanger you. Allow me to point out which neighbors are on the take to subvert our democracy using Rydberg sensors, which DEVCOM has developed to locate them if you can. They can be in homes, on roofs, in cars, engine compartments, or emitters, placed on property, in trees, etc. Even if they're turned off, they leave a trail that can be detected. Thank you, Karen Stewart, retired NSA intelligence analyst. Now, if she wrote this, she obviously knows a thing or two. So let me show you. This is what it looks like. If you would like a copy of it, maybe I can cut and paste it into the post section and you can share it. Okay, it's short. It's just a short one page here. So now this is the last flyer that Karen Stewart, retired intelligence analyst, sent to me a couple of years ago before she disappeared. Dear National Guard, Army, thank you for your service at this critical time in our nation. I can bear witness to the fact that there are domestic terrorists recruited and trained by the deep state FBI fusion centers using microwave weapons and other types of electromagnetic weapons, directed energy weapons, in this neighborhood to harm good people right now. They endanger me, they endanger you. Allow me to point out which neighbors are on the take. Or not, they're not just neighbors, guys. Remember, in order for your neighbors to get away with this, they have to be working with an operative, including your local government, like the sheriff's department, the county lawyer, you know, those criminals, you know, part of the criminal fraternity. Allow me to point out which neighbors are on the take to subvert our democracy. I'll point out the neighbors that are stealing business cards and license plates to go run to Ross Murray in town. Go to him and, oh, rat snitch, oh, this is her new landscaper. Maybe you can get him to destroy her property too. And then he just won't show up anymore. That's okay, Tyler Allen. I've got your number, and I will be filing a complaint because right now you owe me thousands of dollars in damage and lack of work. And yeah, you can go back to your deep state, you can go to Ross Murray, you can go to the neighbors, whomever you signed an agreement with to destroy my property. Right now, you owe me more money than my neighbor, okay? You owe me thousands of dollars, and I intend to collect. So, allow me to point out which neighbors are on the take to subvert our democracy using Rydberg sensors, which DEVCOM has developed to locate them if you can. They can be in homes, on roofs, in cars, engine compartments, or emitters placed on property, and in trees. I have a lot of trees. I wouldn't even know where to begin to look. Even if they're turned off, they leave a trail that can be detected. National Guard, Army, are you on our side or are you not on our side? So, let's move on. I've got a bunch of things to read to you guys. I'm gonna roll today, guys. I've done my research. Oh, and let me just show you this. Now, you know the former owner, Travis Sparks, he was very politically motivated. He donated to a lot of political candidates, and he would receive commendations and letters back from them. So this letter is dated May 1, 2020, from the White House, signed President Donald J. Trump. Okay? It's your economic impact payment has arrived. Okay? Now, mind you, Travis Sparks had passed away a year and a half prior. By May 1, 2020, I had already been living here almost 1 year. So I'm going to tell you how flawed the system is. Okay, here. Let me just show you here. Let me show you. It says deceased. Okay, it says they know he's deceased, but your economic impact payment has arrived. Now, for all you people that analyze handwriting, good luck with this one. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to read this one. You don't even have to know handwriting analysis to get what this one is telling you. Oh my goodness gracious. But anyway, I'm pleased to notify you that as provided by the CARES Act, you're receiving an economic impact payment of $1,200 by check, debit card. We hope this payment provides meaningful support to you during this period. Okay, he'd already passed away a year and a half before. I'm confused. This is how screwed up everything is. So now, I wish I knew who I sent this. Oh, okay, I see who I sent it to. I was having a conversation with a targeted person. And this is going back to 2021. So I sent an email to somebody thanking them. I said, thank you for posting this video. And what I did is I copied myself. So this is a Lorraine Valente testimony. Okay. Thank you for posting this video. December 18, 2021. I was living here since May 2019. So I'm living here in Kentucky. And it's regarding a 2017 watch list video on YouTube. I don't have the link. I didn't have a link in here. Thank you for posting this video. It's incredibly important to get this message out to every U.S. citizen. I'm now 61 years old, educated, vegan, parent of one, and I've lived in my home for 30 years as the original owner. I lived in Manalapan, New Jersey. As long-term neighbors moved, the new perpetrators, the criminals, moved in surrounding my house. My house had been broken into multiple times. Thousands of dollars of items disappeared from my house. My cats were murdered and or made so ill at very young ages, and they would eventually die. I filed multiple police reports, none of which ever made it to the Manalapan, New Jersey police blotter. If it doesn't make it to the police blotter, it's never published in the local newspaper. I've made several attempts to correct the inaccurate reportings made by that police department. I provided evidence, photographs, and even testimonies, none of which ever appeared in those police records. I did not know what was going on until 2017, when I stumbled across some YouTube videos about organized stalking and a targeted watch list. I was horrified, and I did not want to believe that our own government would place innocent citizens on a watch list to be tortured, harassed, and asset stripped I later learned that in order to accomplish this, private contractors are hired to spread slanderous, libelous, defamatory rumors about the target that are obviously not true. Neighbors I lived next door to for a dozen years or more suddenly turned against me. I finally sold my house after 3 years, and I moved to another state, but the vandalism, house break-ins, poisonings, theft, and stalking continues. This is a paid-for-hire revenge program. If someone doesn't like you, if they're jealous or envious, if you hold a different mission from their perverted values, and of course, if you're successful and live alone, it'll automatically make you a prime target for these perpetrators. I found some of the worst perpetrators to be in the Manalapan, New Jersey Police Department, of which I filed complaints. Ironically, they investigated their own selves to find absolutely nothing wrong with their policing. Isn't that amazing? And I'm just going to add, even their own police officers filed lawsuits against them. But of course, they got gag orders and you can't find those police lawsuits anymore. But I have one. If anybody wants to know about a police officer headed that sued the Manalapan, New Jersey Police Department, Manalapan Township, and the former Chief of Police, Michael Fountain, you could email me. I still have the lawsuit. Isn't that amazing? What's even more amazing is that their very own police officers sued them, claiming that their chief maintains secret files on the police officers to use against them in the future. I would venture to say that even though I'm not a police officer, that there were secret files on local residents, including myself. It's absolutely despicable that this is allowed to happen in our society. There are real criminals running around that aren't caught. There are murders every day that are not penalized. There are children stolen and traffic lighted every day, but the perpetrators are never caught or prosecuted. Instead, they prey on innocent, hardworking U.S. citizens. It is pathetic. One of those pathetic neighbors started an argument with me. I was on my own driveway, and she fabricated a story and then called the local police department. When I presented my side of the story to the police, Manalapan, they didn't include it in the police report. And when I obtained a copy of the report through Oprah, instead of a neighbor dispute, they wrote terror threat. Me, the 61-year-old terror. Of course, I questioned in writing and never received a response. This is how corrupt law enforcement is in certain cities and states. And I'm not saying that every law enforcement agency, they have a lot of good, hardworking people out there. But for as many of the good ones, there are twice as many bad ones. And I very much appreciate this video. And I have no problem speaking out. You can visit my Facebook page called, well, Targeted Pets. And you could see what they did to my pets. Also, well, I changed the name of this. It's called Community Stalking, Real Estate Mobbing, Vandalism Patterns on Facebook. You can see how they vandalize my food, clothing, household items, and it appears to be common and validating by other unfortunate criminally harassed people here in the good old USA. So the response I received from this individual is, those people are absolutely over the top. The same is happening here too. I want to keep things friendly, so I won't say any more. I researched some trail cameras to give you some ideas. Look at it. And on Wednesday, we as a group should all chip in to help you get some of those things. When you get a chance, you should try a useful digital notebook because it will increase your efficiency. I have to figure out a digital notebook. Also, the notebook is backed up to a server, which means it's something up, can't delete your work. Oh yeah, the perps can't delete your work because it's easily retrievable. Evernote allows me to take notes or write letters and then sends a link to the shared note. You can also take notes using the speech-to-text feature, which I know you're familiar with on your phone. Also, you can save PDFs and JPEG images to Evernote Notes for your use on the computer. Evernote.com has free mode, so you can try it on your phone and also on your computer, which I never did do. So that's my testimony, dated 2021, December 18, while living here in Jackson County, Kentucky. So now I would like to read, since we're all so familiar with it, because we're never taught this in school, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Titles 1 and 2. Public accommodations are prohibited from unlawful discrimination and must allow free and equal access to all goods, services, facilities, privileges, and accommodations as the general public. Title USC 42, Section 2000. So, yeah, Dr. Rebecca, Caleb, Wilson, Anvil, Veterinary Clinic, you're in violation of the Civil Rights Act. You denied services to the cats that were dumped on my property, claiming, you don't get me, and I'm not friends with your friends. Well, little girl, you're in violation of the Civil Rights Act, including a bunch of other things, and you're not supposed to get me. You're a little weenie girl. You're in your 30s. I'm in my 60s. How are you going to get me? You haven't lived long enough. And the fact that you're a go-along to get along little bitchette that won't take care of animals, stray animals here in Jackson County, Kentucky, tells me all I need to know about you. You shouldn't be a veterinarian. You should be a gang stalker. That's right, you should be a gang stalker. Because they don't care about animals just like you. You don't care about animals. And you're in violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Titles 1 and 2. You're not supposed to deny anybody services. It was a paying customer. And just like Tyler Allen, my former landscaper who was paid under the table to destroy my property, and then after 10 days, no contact and no cutting. That's okay, Tyler Allen. Your name's going to be all over the internet, and after I file a complaint with the Better Business Bureau and the Department of Consumer Affairs, you're going to owe me close to $5,000. Cough it up, little buttercup. All persons shall be entitled to the full and equal enjoyment of the goods, services, facilities, privileges, advantages, and accommodations of any place or public accommodation as defined in this section without discrimination or segregation on the ground of race, color, religion, or national origin. Establishments affecting interstate commerce are supported in their activities by state action as place is of public accommodation. Lodgings, facilities principally engage in selling food for consumption on the premises, gasoline stations, places of exhibition of entertainment, or other covered establishments. A private business is a public accommodation that's open to the general public and engaged in commerce. A private business cannot lawfully deny you service if they're open to the general public while they are engaging in commerce. Do you hear that, Dr. Rebecca, Caleb, Wilson, Anvil, Veterinary Clinic? You're in violation of the Civil Rights Act. You are a public facility open to the general public, and you cannot lawfully deny your services if you're open to the general public. And guess what? I'm the general public. Me. Besides the fact that I'm a senior citizen, and what you've done also is considered to be elder abuse. And yes, I will definitely use it to my advantage. They're breaking well-established laws if they discriminate against you. Big, bold print. The only places that are not public accommodations are churches, temples, synagogues, private member associations, or a 501c3 nonprofit. That's right. Those private member associations like the Freemason clubs, because you can't get in without paying your dues, right? A grocery store is a private entity that provides goods and services to the general public and is therefore lawfully defined in federal and state laws as a place of public accommodation. The legal federal definition of a public accommodation is a private entity that owns, leases to, or operates a place of public accommodation. This document is supported by Richard M. Fleming, Ph.D., M.D., J.D. So this is not your ordinary lawyer. This is a lawyer with a doctorate, a medical degree, and a doctorate. Okay? For more information, I can't tell you about the rest of this because this was posted during that, that fake thing that was going on in 2019, 2021. That fake thing. With those things that were going up everybody's noses and everything. Title USC 42, Section 2000, Civil Rights Act of 1964. And by the way, real estate mobbing, property mobbing, block busting was outlawed. Block busting was outlawed as a result of the Civil Rights Act. That's right. But the criminals morphed it into real estate property mobbing. It's the same thing. Different words. Just like MK Ultra COINTELPRO, they claim that it ended. It never ended. It just morphed into a different 2.0 technology off the charts. So anyway, there's my rant for Saturday. The Civil Rights Act of 1964, Titles 1 and 2. No one can deny you access to goods and services based on your race, color, religion, national origin, or because I don't get you. You're not friends with my friends. BS. And I read my testimony dated December 18, 2021 with regard to the criminals at the Manalapan, New Jersey Police Department and the criminals that were moved in around my property when I lived at 52 Sutton Drive, Manalapan, New Jersey, 07726, Monmouth County, down the block, literally within walking distance of the Manalapan, New Jersey Police Department, 07726, Monmouth County. So this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. I'm going to sign off for now. Leave a comment down below if you're familiar with the Civil Rights Act and if your rights have been violated based upon those civil rights. And also, tell me what you think about Karen Stewart's last flyer about the Dear National Guard. She said to post this up on your door if there's if they're shutting down everything. What is it called? I forgot. It's just escaping me. She says if they're shutting down your town or whatever, just post this on your door and just tell them where the real domestic terrorists are. Leave a comment down below if you think that's a good idea.